Hey there, it's William. Today we're going to show you how to fix a front-loading Whirlpool washer that doesn't spin. This issue might be happening because of worn-out tub assembly, a faulty main control, or possibly an issue with the motor or motor control. Let's go through the troubleshooting process together so you can get your washer working again. Now before we get started, take a second to like this video and subscribe to our channel so you'll never miss our latest repair guides. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. First, we need to get our tools together. Today we'll need a multimeter, a needle nose plier, a 1/4 inch nut driver, and a flathead screwdriver. Also, please remember that safety comes first. Always disconnect your washer by unplugging it or switching the breaker off before starting any work on it. While you're at it, go ahead and turn off the water supply. Let's jump in. We're going to start with the easiest check of all by opening the washer door and rotating the spin basket by hand. We're also wiggling the basket around to see if it has any play. If the spin basket doesn't rotate freely, or if we find that there is some play, then that means the tub assembly has failed. If the basket rotates freely and there's no play, then we'll need to continue troubleshooting. Now we're moving to the main control. We are removing the 1/4 inch screws located at the back of the top panel. With the screws removed, we are sliding the top panel back and then lifting it up. Then we're setting the top panel to the side and finding the main control. We're going to be testing at the main control first. These next few tests involve live voltage, so you'll need to be extra careful here to protect yourself from electric shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. When you're ready, let's plug the power cord back into the outlet. We need to find the main control connection MS2, which can be identified by the 2 pink wires on the side that face the front of the washer, towards the top of the control. We also need to grab our multimeter and set it to volts AC, which looks like a V with a squiggly line. Place the probes into the MS2 wire connection, then set the washer onto a spin cycle. After the door locks, we should start to see 120 volts AC. If voltage isn't present, then the main control has failed. If voltage is present, we will need to pause the cycle and keep troubleshooting. Now we're moving to the motor control. First, we need to unplug the power cord. To access it for testing, we're using our 1/4 inch nut driver to remove the screws that hold the back panel on the washer. Then we're going to set the back panel to the side and find the motor control on the left. Before we continue, just a quick reminder to be very careful here to protect yourself from electric shock. Please don't ever test live voltage if you're uncomfortable using a multimeter. When you're ready, let's plug the power cord back into the outlet. We're releasing the cover tabs and moving the connection cover out of our way. Once our meter is set to volts AC, we're going to put the meter probes into the pink wires and set our meter down. Now we're continuing the spin cycle and looking at our meter. If there's 120 volts AC, like we see here, then the motor control is likely the problem, but we'll need to test the motor to verify that. To test the motor, we're canceling the spin cycle and unplugging the power cord. We are disconnecting the stator 3-wire connection from the motor control. A flathead screwdriver can be used to carefully remove the connector only. We can grab our meter and set it to resistance mode, which has a symbol that looks like an upside down horseshoe. We're going to test from terminals 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and 1 to 3 on the wire connector. Each test group should have a resistance between 8.5 to 14 ohms. If the resistance is good, like ours is here, then that means the motor control has failed. If the resistance isn't good, then the motor stator has failed. If you found out that your motor control failed like ours did, I'm going to show you how to replace it. The stator wires have a retainer securing it to the control housing where needle nose pliers will be used to remove it. We're going to disconnect the wires from the motor control. Then we can push up on the locking tab at the bottom of the motor control facing us and slide it to the rear of the washer so we can lift it up and out. Here's the old motor control and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. We need to insert the motor control into the slots and push it forward until it locks. Then we can connect our wires back in and close the wire connection cover. Now we're going to secure the back panel with the 1/4 inch screws. After we've done that, we're going to grab the top panel and set it back on, then push it forward. Once we secure it down with the last 2 1/4 inch screws, we're done. Now don't forget to plug your washer back in and turn that water supply back on. Once you found the faulty part, whether it was a motor control or something else, grab your model number and head over to AppliancePartsPros.com to order a replacement. which should arrive in just a few days. After you get your new part, we'll walk you through the installation with our video guides. Share your repair experience with us by leaving a comment below. And if this video helped you, hit the like and subscribe buttons to see more videos like this. Thanks for your support.